Hey everyone, welcome to Make Room. In this video game making, I'll be showing you how to make a dynamic health bar. One way to display health is you could just simply show the health as a number on the screen, but another way to do it is to dynamically show it with the actual health bar. The formula for how to go about doing this I discussed briefly during one of the live streams we did, but so that you don't have to refer to that long live stream, I figured I'd just make a short video about it so you can just easily refer back to it if you want. So the first thing we have to do when making a health bar is to make the actual bar itself. So what we could do here on the canvas, make a new UI image and just double click it to bring it up over here, and you'll see it just makes a little box for you. Once you insert a sprite, so click on the dot over here and it'll bring up all of the sprites you can make. You could import your own sprite. I'm just going to use a simple white box. It's easy. And just make it look like a health bar. So I'll make it a rectangle, bring it up here, change the anchor point. Again, I discussed this during the live stream, but setting the anchor point to the top right it helps in adjusting how the game actually displays on various resolutions. I won't go too deep into it, but if you see, if I change the resolution here, the bar will stay relatively in the same spot, whereas if I left it on here, just the middle one, and I went to go change the resolution again, you'll see it gets all out of whack. So if we're putting the UI on the top right of the screen, we're going to set the anchor point to be the top right, which is indicated by the two red lines. So once we have our little bar and the anchor points, I'm just going to duplicate this and let's name it. This is going to be the background of the health bar, and this will be the health bar itself. We'll make this one black as a background, and this one will be red. Once you do that, just change the scale of it to be slightly smaller so that it fits within the borders you made. Well, the background. Okay, so now we have our little health bar. That's all fine and dandy, but now we actually have to program it. So in our scripts folder, I'm just going to make a new script, and we'll call this health tracker. And we'll just open this up. In order to be able to change the UI image that we made, we have to first import unityengine.ui, otherwise we won't have access to the components. So if you check here and we go back to our image, you'll see an image component here. We can't access this unless we using unityengine.ui. So we'll just import that up top here using unityengine.ui. And now once we do that, we are now able to import the image component so that we could use it as a variable. So this will be our health bar. And this refers to the physical health bar itself. So the image that we're going to use for it, I'm going to drag and drop that into it. The other variables we're going to need is public float max health. So this is how much the player will be able to have. And then a private float current health. And this will keep track of the amount of health the player currently has. And using these two numbers, we'll be able to figure out what percentage of the image should be rendered so that we can display how much health they have left. So once we have our variables here, we're just going to go back to Unity and add the script to the player. So we'll go back here. This is our player right here. And I'm going to add a component. Oh, it looks like I spelled health tracker wrong. So we'll just fix that real quick. Spelled it Heath tracker. That's obviously wrong. Okay, so we fixed that. Go back here. And now we could import our health tracker. So once we have this imported, added to the game object, we will drag our health bar into there. And now we'll be able to modify it. And for max health, we'll just use 10. This is an arbitrary number. It doesn't exactly matter what you put here, as long as your game is balanced around this number and how much deducts from it. That's all that matters. So once we have that done, we're going to go back to the health bar. And you'll see that after we added an image here, the option to change the image type pops up. So if I take off the image again, you'll see it disappears over here. And once you put it back, your image type will pop up over here. So what we're going to do for the health bar, we have to make it filled. And by making it filled, we can adjust the fill amount. And this is how much of this is how the image actually renders to the screen. So by changing the fill amount, we could change how much of the health bar is there. So you see right now this is on radial 360, which isn't what we want for the type of health bar we're making. So in order to get the one we want, we're going to make it horizontal. And then once it's horizontal, you can change the fill origin to the left or the right. So from the left it's like that, and from the right it's like that. I think left looks better, so we'll just keep it like that. So now that we have this, we have to program it so that this goes down as you lose health. So we'll go back to the script here. And once we have our max health, in start, we're just going to set current health equal to max health. So that way the player starts out with the maximum amount of health. And in update, this is where we're going to update the health bar itself so that we could render it properly. So what we're going to do is do health bar dot fill amount, and this refers back to this here. This is image fill amount. That's the number I'm changing here. Equals, and I'm going to write a formula here for getting the percentage of something. So I'll just write it as a comment up here just so you can follow along better. But the formula for calculating percentage is the current value minus the minimum value, minimum value, and then it's that segment divided by the maximum value minus the minimum value again. So this little bit right here will get you the percentage. So if you have 10 health and, well, if your max health is 10 and you currently have 9 health, this will give you 0.9 because you have 90% of your health. So using this formula, we're just going to replace the arbitrary variable names I made here and replace them with the ones we have up here. So for the current value, this is going to be the current health. The minimum value, which this would be 0, because once it reaches 0, the player is dead. So this would be the minimum value, and then divided by, again, the max value. This will be the max health, and minimum value again is 0, and that's that. So it's as simple as this, and this will display properly the health. So if I run the game, you'll just see the health bar is full. So let's actually make a change so that we can actually see if this works or not. So just for an example, we'll do if input dot get key down key code dot k. If I do this, I'm just going to make current health minus equals 1. So each time I hit K, my health is just going to go down by 1. So I'll just show how this works now. Boop, boop. Go back to the player. Let me just make sure I have everything. Yep, that's good. So you see the bar there. I'm going to hit K, and the bar goes down. So that's all nice. Also, I should probably set the resolution back to how it used to be. So as you can see, just by this one line of code, we're able to dynamically show a health bar. I won't go too much more into depth about this, because the basic point is there. We want to keep these videos short and straight to the point, just so you can refer back to them. I think this is a helpful thing to know, this formula right here. I keep track of it somewhere, just so that in case I forget it, I could easily refer back to it. I would suggest you also do the same thing. It's nice to have all the things you like to use just stored in one place, so you can easily refer back to it. That's the end of the video. In the next video, I'll be showing collisions and how to change this health bar based on those collisions. I don't want to do that in this video because, like I said, I want to keep them short. And the basic premise is there of just how to change the bar. And in the next video, we'll talk about interaction with colliders and affecting something as a result of them. So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you for watching.